Hello and welcome to another one of my Let's Play style raid runs, and this time we're doing Ahn'Qiraj Ruins, or AQ10 as it's now more commonly known. It used to be a 20-man, but Blizzard put it down to 10 in Kata. It's level 60 raid. It's part of the Ahn'Qiraj raid, obviously. Temple thing. It's quite fun. Various bosses. We're going to go one particular way. You can go at two routes, and you can actually skip a whole load of the bosses. This is just one way of doing it. It's released in patch 1.9, and it wasn't available originally on All Realms because there was a big server-wide event called the Gates of Ahn'Qiraj, which you needed to do before you could access Ruins or Temple. And this would involve huge involvement from Horde and Alliance guilds, as there were massive quests involved gathering huge amounts of stuff. And then there was a 10-hour war, which all sounds pretty cool. So if you're around then and you remember that, you may have Scarab Lord title, and you may also have a Black Karaji Resonating Crystal. If you do, you're one of a few, and you're really lucky, because that would be awesome to have. On a side note, I've actually got 99 out of 100 of my mounts, as you might be able to see there. I will do a video when I get Mountain Mounts achievement, so watch out for that soon, I hope. The loot from Ahn'Qiraj here is basically tokens which you trade in from quests, which you get rewards for. So if you're a level 60 and you're being run through this, boosted through it, or if you're in a level 60 group doing it, then you can get some gear for that. Or if you want it for transportation, pretty cool stuff. This is actually quite a good one to boost people through because it's very easy to solo. Although there is one boss, as you'll see later, that you can't really boost someone through. Most of the area here is actually mountable, so you can ride around and be a bit quicker. But you can't use the temple-only Ahn'Qiraj battle tank bug mount. Right, we're coming up to the first boss here, Kurinnaxx. One of several bosses actually, but there's only two mandatory ones, as I was saying, between the entrance of Shurian, and that's Kurinnaxx, this one, and General Rajaxx. Shortly afterwards. So Kurinnaxx is basically like a big scorpion, I'd say. I don't know. It's a bit weird. Certainly, if you're level 85, very easy solo. He's a sand reaver, apparently. Technically, that's what he is. He's got a wide aggro radius and can see stealth rogues. Is an important point if you're doing it level 60. I've got a bit of history here on Ahn'Qiraj. It says, deep within the deserts of Silithus lies an ancient and powerful race of beings known as the Karaji. 1,000 years ago, the Night Elves and Bronze Dragonflight combined their considerable powers to seal the Karaji behind the Scarab Wall with the help of the children of some of the aspects. This is remembered as the War of the Shifting Sands. We're wondering whether there might be caverns of time back to that. Recently, it was discovered that some of the Karaji were finding ways past the wall. Ahn'Qiraj, the Bronze Dragon, helped the adventurers of Azeroth open the Scarab Wall to prevent more incursions. The mortal races have now banded together to confront the evil Karaji in their own land. A champion has opened a gate, and the Horde and Alliance have driven enemies of the armies of the Karaji back into the walls of retreat. It now falls to the heroes to delve into the lair of the Karaji and put an end to the Masters once and for all. So yeah, there's a couple of quests, nothing major. Coming up to the second boss fight here, what you have to do is defeat waves of ads before the boss finally comes to you. This is General Rajaxx. This is the second and only other compulsory boss before the last boss, Shurian. These ads are really easily soloable at 85. Make sure whoever you're boosting, if you've got someone with you, stays well back, like here, and then just power on through. Fairly easy. Background music here is the Ahn'Qiraj steering music. It's quite weird, but I think it's kind of appropriate. I like this whole kind of feel of Ahn'Qiraj, kind of deserty, sandy ruins. You imagine it could be one large, huge kingdom that's slowly been eaten away and turned into like a desert by these beasts. This has been in the game for a long time. It was actually intended to be the step up after Blackwing Lair. Well, sort of, I suppose. I suppose it's easier than Blackwing Lair because it's only 10 man. It used to be a 20 man. Certainly AQ40 is a step up. Here we go. Here's General Rajaxx. I found he occasionally does large bursts of damage, like there, but that's very rare. That is a very rare thing to happen. So you should be alright. Just try and take it down as quickly as possible. And make sure whoever you're boosting, if you're boosting someone, stands out of the way again. Now after this boss fight, I should point out, you can go one of two ways. Now the way I chose to go, what we chose, was actually maybe not the most sensible of ways, because if you go towards the lagoon, you can actually skip those two bosses and just go straight onto Assyria, which is what I'm saying about these two being the only compulsory ones. But I actually went the other way, and so went through two bosses that were compulsory, and the second of those two I had a bit of a problem with, as I'll explain. So I went left here. Hoping for some more dungeon runs soon. Particularly there's going to be a whole load of Outland dungeon runs. And some missed ones. Patch 5.0.3 comes out on Tuesday, and so I'm going to do a lot of coverage on my builds and stuff, which should be pretty cool. Look forward to that. So this is the hatchery. Just taking care of some ads first. We go down to Guru the Borer. Sorry, Buru the Gorger. It's like completely wrong. Oh my god. Guru the Borer. Guru Borer. I am Guru Borer. I come in sex form to grace this world. I forgot. Right, that's that. Let's go down. Buru the Gorger. Next. Working our way down. Yeah, it's here. I reckon to jump over into the water and hope for the best. Swoosh. I took an egg. By doing that, I actually pulled the boss, and also it created a little action here. It's not a particularly threatening boss, this one. Get some ads spawning. The idea is that he has to be kited around to the eggs, which are provided in the arena. The eggs must be destroyed when he's over them, which will cause massive damage to him. At 20% he will blow his shell off, at which point it becomes a more traditional fight. I didn't actually do this, because I didn't know about this at the time. If you're in a level 60 group, you need to do that. No, I just DPS'd him, which is probably why it was quite tricky for me. It took a bit of time, but it's fairly manageable at 85. But as I say, if you want to do it lower than that, you take over the eggs and blow them up. A few ads left here. Bandage up. Right, let's head onwards. Now, the next boss is the one that we had some difficulty with. It's called Ahn'Qiraj the Hunter, and it's in the form of this giant wasp. To solo at 85, easy. In a group of level 60s, definitely manageable as long as you know what you're doing with the tactics. and that you split between who's taking the ads and who gets paralysed. But if you're boosting someone that's level 60 and can't actually help by themselves, you're a bit stuck. So a lot of the footage from here on is actually being cut just because it took so long to film. But if you do want to see why you can't boost someone through I Miss the Hunter, I'll attach a link in the description and a little annotation here, and you'll see why this boss cannot. As I say, soloing you can do it because he doesn't get paralysed. And in the group, all you have to do is make sure you kill the ads before they get to someone. Otherwise they die. That's the few ads yet. Lovely little bongo drums in the background. Right, yeah, here we go. IMIS is just around the corner, so I'll just post an annotation here. Watch it if you want to see the failed attempt at killing IMIS. For now, we'll skip to Assyrian. Right, after this, you go upstairs. There's a bunch of Ahn'Qiraj walking around. Nothing too threatening. You don't even have to bowl them, to be honest. I suppose if you're in a group, you do. And then Assyrian's actually just up here. She's got this little weird crystal. I don't really know what it does. I just left it to go and attack the boss to kill it. Not providing much of a strategy or tactics. I'm going to give a few necessary things, obviously, but mainly because I know that not many level 60 groups are going to be taking this one now, because even if there were level 60 groups, they'd probably go for Temple instead of this, and this is mainly going to be done for achievements or for boosting, or, well, just soloed by 85s, 90s kind of lists. So it's more of a solo guide. Oh, look! My friend I was boosting died because this guy doesn't AoE attack. Really need to stay back. So this is pretty much it. I hope you've enjoyed this Let's Play review of Ahn'Qiraj Ruins, and I'll see you all next time.